Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. We'd love it if you join us. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live, and you could see like crazy guests. And we have this is a white whale.
Yeah.
This is like an Orlando royalty.
White-faced whale.
We can say that. I think we can say that.
Can't say the other one, though.
No, you cannot. You cannot. Absolutely.
So let's do some weird job.
Let's weird job it up, folks. Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit.
I love the room.
It's another
It's like
Weird
really
Job
comfortable.
Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people? It's very long. Working the longest theme in the business. It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. The kids, they like their themes fast now on the social media. Yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
In studio with us right now for a little Weird Job Mime Wednesday.
Yes.
Is Tom the Mime. How you doing, Tom?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes, I am talking.
Yeah.
You're freaking. One of the comments in the chat room was 15 years of seeing this gentleman. First time I've heard him talk.
Yeah.
There's people probably listening going, wait a minute, there's something wrong here.
Yeah. Well, you are an Orlando entertainment institution, man. I think most people around. Well, seriously, if you know the parks, you know Tom the Mime.
Yeah.
You do. If you are an Orlando person, you know who you are.
So let's just go back. We'll get into the social media following you have because it's gigantic and all that later. But how'd you get into the miming business?
Right after high school, I started kind of getting the entertainment bug. I was doing some improv stuff. I was involved in a comedy troupe called the Home Fries.
Okay.
But that wasn't a full-time gig. That was just kind of like a night thing. And once you get the bug, it's like, man, and this is back when I was after high school.
So you're like an improv comedy guy.
Yeah, 18, 19 years old. And I was like, man, I want to do this full-time. And unfortunately, living in Daytona, it's like, okay, I can't do anything like that in Daytona. So
not that many improv gigs in Daytona.
No.
But they had comedy clubs, I think, or maybe one. Or
we actually, the Home Fries, the group I was in at that time, we did some improv stuff at a restaurant/club and hotel.
Yeah.
And they had us on like on a Monday night.
Right.
But like I said, I got the bug. I'm like, man, how do I do this full time? And I didn't want to do the cruise ship thing. So I found an opportunity at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
They were looking for a mime, and to be honest with you, I was like, I don't want to be him. I was one of those mime haters, to believe it or not.
Really?
I was like, I can't stand mimes. But a buddy explained to me, no, these guys, they're a little different. They're not your traditional mime. They don't do the invisible box, that type of stuff.
I love the invisible box.
Yeah.
I like the rope.
I do love the rope. I mean, he's more of a box guy. I'm rope all day.
I'll do a cardboard box, just no invisible box.
So you're putting your own spin on it, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Is it at the time? Were you thinking about like, okay? First of all, were you a mime before you got the mime gig, or did the gig come to you and you're like, I can do mime?
I didn't know anything. Like I said, I'm like, I'm not a mime. But when I started doing a little research, and I'm like, oh, okay, these guys are different. Okay, yes, they're a mime, as far as their costume and all that, and they got the face and they can't talk. But basically, it's just the gig that's always famous, bringing people. They act as an escort. They bring them in one side, they take them clear across the other side, doing stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. You know?
I've seen you do that gag.
It's like
so
crowd
many
work.
times.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite gags.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite gags of all time. The usher through the audience and then out the other door.
Yeah.
And man, I've seen you make a biker mad.
Yeah,
I've seen you.
The problem with that, we've been doing it for so long, people are onto it now.
Yeah, okay.
They know
But
what's
we
coming
still
there.
get those people that
Well,
are
you want
clueless.
it. You want
and
it,
they're
right? Like
yeah.
if you're there, it's kind of like when you go to see Dave Chappelle. You're like, there's certain jokes you hope he does. You know,
yeah.
or like more like
Yeah,
a Mitch Hedberg. Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle, bad example, but more like Mitch Hedberg when you know there's certain things you want to see, and you're like, please give it to me. you know?
Yeah.
But like I said, okay, I can do that, So, and my thoughts at the time were like, let me just kind of dip into this for a couple years. I'll move on to something
How do you
bigger and better.
practice it?
35 years later, here I am.
So did you have someone teach you? Did you have to learn like as an apprentice under someone else?
Yeah, there was a good buddy of mine, Len. He's still doing it too. He's doing the fair circuit right now. And he was like, he was the guy kind of gave me. I've always been my own type of performer. I do my own thing, but I got a lot of stuff from him.
Okay.
And
Well, let's just break down the mime to because start with the face paint. So that's traditional that we've all recognized as
Right.
the white face paint on a mime. Did you know the history behind that, or like why that is? Or
yeah, I did a little research on it.
I like that you didn't do that much.
Yeah,
that makes me want to hug you. You're like a Florida mime.
I really,
you're
like I said,
Florida
how
mime.
many years, by the way, have you been doing this?
35 years.
35
Yeah.
years. 35
Yeah.
years. You're like
I
I
got a
know
gist
a little
of it.
bit.
I got the gist of it.
my whole thing was I want to put my own spin on it. You
Yeah.
know? And I'm like, and it's worked out.
Okay, this is
I like
gonna
that, by
sound-
the way, because
this is so truthful.
I have
though.
no idea how radio works, like terrestrial radio or like
Yeah.
AM, FM. I don't even know. Like,
It's magic. It might as well be magic.
If you ask me the science behind like radio waves, like no idea. They're like
Yeah.
been in
But
it for
here
25
is why I
years.
like it. Sometimes when I think it's almost like it's like when you go to a music school, and sometimes you go there and you're told that what you're doing is absolutely incorrect. When you could have been left alone, and maybe your style of performing music just would have been your own style.
Right.
So there is there is some comfortability and ignorance because you can do your own thing. You know, I like that.
Exactly. And I think that's one reason why I've gotten so popular is because I am a little different. And I get a lot of guys. I mean, they're like the older, chubby, bald guys, and they can relate to me. And that's not what you normally see when you see a mime performer or
It's usually a skinny Frenchman.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It is normally a skinny Frenchman, and
I'm
he's
just-
very cocky.
I'm
cocky.
I'm just a normal dude, but I'm wearing the makeup and all that, and I mix in a little bit of making fun of people.
Yeah.
But I don't call it making fun of people anymore. I call it having fun with people.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Well, you're not really mean-spirited either. It's
Yeah.
more of it's loose. It's like, it's
Right.
very old school. I always liked it because it seemed very old school, and I always like seeing entertainment when you're doing something that shouldn't be entertaining, right? You're filing in for the show, but you're doing a show while people are filing in. I would say that's the toughest audience because people are irritated. They're trying to get in. They're trying to find the right seat and get grandma sat down and get the baby situated. And did you get your last beverage or this sort of thing?
I want to see Shamu.
Yeah. So
Well, this time of the year is tough too. When it starts warming up, getting hot.
Oh.
And it's that transition, and you're doing a show, and you're not hearing the laughter, and you're looking up, and all you see is people fanning themselves.
Oh, they're burning alive.
They're fanning. They're not used to the heat, and so that affects the performance.
Yeah.
And
then all the dads are like, at least I paid $1,800 for this. I'm gonna bring my whole family, and I'm so hot. But so like,
how do you practice it? Like, do you remember your first couple times of doing it? Like getting out there and like, was it scary?
Oh, yeah, I remember the first time I went out there, I was still trying to get used to the whole crowd thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's about 3,000 people that sit there, and that's
place.
a pretty good amount of people.
Oh, yeah.
Staring at you, going,
Some people will
okay,
never
white,
play for that.
a white guy, friggin' perform for me. It's like, see what
But that's a big. I think some people will never get a crowd that big. Like some people
Yeah,
are full-blown entertainers that try to do similar to something what you do, and they'll never have 3,000 people captivated. You know, like that's cool.
3 times a day or whatever. I don't know the
Right,
schedule.
right.
Lots of it. You're performing in front front of lots of people.
First time I went out there, I had some notes inside my head going, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I had about 6 or 7. I don't think I did any one of them. I just, I kind of went into my own thing, and it worked out. They liked me, or like, let's keep them on. And
So let's talk about going, like when you go into it, is it a character?
yes and no. It's a little bit of a character, but some of it's my own character, my true self.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. You know,
I kind of look at it like a radio DJ, where it's like you're saying what, but you're
like
exaggerated.
a silent man cow.
yeah.
But everything's just exaggerated, so it's like you still your personality's in there, but you're Tom the Mime.
How would
and
you
it's
mime Baba Booey?
It's an extension of yourself.
Yeah, my mime character, it's okay, it's sarcastic, it's, I kind of make fun of you a little bit.
Mischievous.
But then I that's me also. That's the Tom guy also. But so I a little bit of both. And I've changed throughout the years also. I used to be a little
like
bit
the Undertaker. Remember when he went biker?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second time this week I've brought that up.
But my change has been for the good. I'm a little bit more, I don't know, sensitive. I'm a little more flirtatious with people.
Okay.
And just
Horny
having fun with people. Like I said, it's not all about going out there trying to make fun of somebody, which you have to be careful doing that anyway these days. But it's all about having fun, and this is my motto now: good vibes.
Love it.
It's all about creating good vibes. And
So, like, even going back to the face makeup, have you always done the same?
pretty much.
you
That's
know-
I've maybe when I first started, I think my eyebrows were like wee, and then I found out that takes too darn long to do.
Simplify
I'm
it.
just going to chunk. There it goes.
Just
Like,
a couple of strips there.
I've always been known, like from the other mimes, especially Lynn, my buddy I used to work with. He used to laugh at me. He used to. Sometimes we'd work together, and it'd take him an hour to put the makeup on, and then I'm like, boom, 10 minutes, I'm done. He's like, oh my God, you do the makeup so quick.
You're more efficient.
Yeah.
Because you realize you're like, people get
Florida
the gist.
mime knows what he's doing.
They get the gist. I'm Tom the Mime. It's more than just the face paint.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed too, like in, from following you on social media, and like
Do mimes use a whistle? Is that mimes?
Some of them do. There's a guy over in Europe who's, don't even ask me, he's got a really weird name.
Most Europeans do. I hate that.
Yeah, but he's famous in Europe, and he uses a whistle, which helps out a lot. You can.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they go like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they point to things. They'll be like,
Cirque du Soleil does that with
Yes.
the clowns a lot,
Yes.
and which
That's
they're
a French thing.
Well, they're also borderline mimes too, because they're clowns, but they're miming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like in Cirque
the
du Soleil.
whistle can help you out. Like you can even like what he did, do, but you can even use it as like expressing like, ooh, like that.
Oh, sad.
But-
Oh my God, I knew exactly what you were
You can
doing.
do sad
I
was a
mean-
happy whistle.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, and it helps you. It's like a little bit of a, it helps you out a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I'm still, like I said, I'm not your traditional mime, but and that aspect, I'm old school. I like just, leaving everything out, just going visual, just completely visual.
Yeah, so you're silent, completely silent.
Oh, completely, yeah.
Have you ever had to talk because something was like happening and you needed to like save a person from falling over, or like, whoa, like have you ever had to break
Every
character?
once in a while, something will happen, and I'll have to like whisper to someone's ear, like, go sit down.
Oh, the security's coming.
Yeah.
Ma'am, your dress is on fire.
Now,
Yeah.
and we'll get into your social media following, but it's gigantic, millions of followers.
I think it's the most of anybody I've ever seen, really.
But it also, and because you've been doing it for so long, what I find interesting is the sociology experiment of it, where you've just spent years and years working with people in the theme parks, right? And with doing that, you get an insight into humanity that a lot of people don't get. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all around humanity, but you're working with strangers at all times. People that are happy, people that are sad, people that are hot, people that
are angry,
are angry,
irritated.
and then
tired.
Instantly, like through repetition, I'm guessing you learn that like how each personality is kind of like how it's going to go, and probably that most humans are kind of the same and react the same. Is that true?
It's very true. And as far as the people, everyone's different. And when they walk in the show, or if I'm doing appearances, I've learned, because I've been doing this for so long, 35 years, I'm a good judge of character. I can actually look at somebody and I can kind of tell you what type of personality they have.
And read Tom right now.
Yeah.
And what do you think of that guy?
He's a boring guy. He's very,
Yeah, but,
Wow,
but,
what am I reading?
but
Read
here's the
read
thing,
read
Tom-
Use your mime powers. He's miming me. Hold on.
you know what? You're probably a lot like me. You're
Yeah.
sarcastic. You're a down to earth type of. Actually,
Just a
both of
good
you got
guy.
that.
I'm just a down-to-earth, big
I'm
ding
picking
dong
good
guy.
vibes from both of you.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm here. I mean,
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
So, but Tom, I will interact with you. I won't be the grumpy dad that's like, oh, no, I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
you
play."
would never do that because the show must, like, you wouldn't ruin everybody else's
No,
time.
yeah. If you came
Yeah.
up to me and wanted to do something
He'd
with
have
me,
to participate.
like I will, put you over. I will never like not do the bit. If you want me to do something, you're like, hey, you're like.
Actually, both of us
start
are those,
dancing.
that's you know what I think? You may have just stumbled upon something that's super important. We're different in our personalities, but the one thing where we do meet in the middle is if you need us to entertain at the same time.
we like entertaining.
But we won't.
It's our
We won't
job.
we won't let the show fall down.
No,
we're
no,
not.
yeah,
I
right.
will not. We'll literally.
Yeah.
We'd rather sync with it than
And
let it fade away.
It's more awkward, and I'm sure you've dealt with these people, and you know how you've done it a million times, where the person that doesn't want to interact with you at all.
Oh, yeah.
But
Do
you
like
turn that into a bit,
Do you
right?
like that as a challenge, or
not really. I
That's
used
an
to.
honest
It
answer.
used to be a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm just convinced I'm going to turn you around. But these days, you just can't risk that. If you approach someone and they just come across they don't want to be messed with, you just do not mess with them.
And just move on.
Because for some reason, they might be like that completely all the time, or they just be, they could be an upset dad spending all kinds of money getting into the park, and now you got this mime coming up to me, wanting to do something with me.
read the room, mime. Yeah.
Who's like when you see this person walk in, you're like, oh, this guy or girl will have fun with me. Like, who's like if you're in a stereotype, the best, I guess, participant in the show.
Yeah. Who's your best mark?
Yeah. Or is it all
the big guys? The big guys, man, you can never go wrong with
Like
a big.
a funny teddy bear.
Oh yeah, you can never go wrong with a big guy, and even bikers, man. I have fun with bikers, and you would think that'd be the opposite. What the heck are you going to a biker? But my first time doing bike week in Daytona, and I'm big in Daytona because I live there, and I ride a Harley, me and my wife.
Do you ride it in the mime makeup?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Although we're thinking about getting rid of it because I did take a spill.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful.
So
people are driving wild.
So we're kind of tossing around whether we want to keep it or not. But I went out and got me a slingshot a couple months ago, so I'm incorporating that into my thing.
I was gonna scream out, just get a slingshot. I swear.
And he got one already.
I was gonna.
Are you guys related? Are you related to a Florida mime man?
Well, we got a lot in common.
You are a mime, and you
We
have
like
a
Daytona.
slingshot.
I have and get this, it's a white and black slingshot.
Oh,
You have a mime shot.
And it's going to have, so if you see a mime face, a guy with a mime face, and he's riding a white and black slingshot, and his logo is on the hood, and it says good vibes, chances are that might be me.
Okay, also,
This is the most
breaking
Florida
news.
thing.
Also, breaking news from Tracy in our chat room. If he has the time, we're going to book him for the next BDM appreciation party. He's been booked. A personal appearance, a ride up with the slingshot, and do a little bit of miming, sign some autographs.
I'll be right there.
All right, Tracy, put it together. We're doing it.
Get going, Tracy. Let's
That
go.
would crush. Like, people would love to see a mime on a badass motorcycle.
Yeah.
A slingshot.
That's so Tom and Dan. It hurts too. I love that. Wow, man, that's
Oh,
really fun.
and I get my followers too, especially when we're riding our bike. I have a picture of it, me and my wife on the Harley, and they're like, "Oh man, we didn't know you ride the bike.
It's Tom the Mime.
That makes me love you even more, dude."
That's ridiculous, man. That's wild. I love
Tom,
it.
Yeah.
I want to know how the social media started.
Oh, man,
Because like, when did you realize like people wanted to see this? You're like, because you're performing every day, daily. So you're putting on lots of shows, and before the social media, no one except for a live audience saw it.
Yeah.
And then when did you decide like, hey, I should film this? Or
Well, actually, I don't film it. I have a group of bloggers that actually show up, and they got their own Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So I don't film it at all.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
this all.
I'm basically, I have their permission to use it on my Facebook and Instagram. It's actually their content, and it's a public domain type thing. They can go into the parks and record the shows, and that's what they do. They're content creators. And
do they give you the footage to post on your own, or do you just
get it from him?
piggyback on it?
I just piggyback on it. I just
Oh my
post
God,
it on
you're
there.
a genius Florida mime. He's not even filming it himself.
Florida business mime.
He's not. He's a Florida business mime. He's not even filming it
Yeah.
himself. He's having other people film. He's just like, hey, don't forget to credit me. Don't forget to credit me.
Well, it's funny how this is how the whole thing started. As far as the whole popularity, Facebook Reels is what really kind of got things going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started getting people going, oh, I seen you come up on my wall on Facebook and this and that. Started getting that a little bit. And then all of a sudden I got this video that went viral. You might have seen the video. It's a couple walks in, and it's a couple, man and woman, and the woman's got the baby in her hand. She's carrying the baby, and she's got a backpack. The guy is not carrying a thing.
Yeah, yes, I've seen.
You probably seen
Everybody's
that.
seen.
Everybody has seen this.
They're
video.
making fun of the lazy dad mime.
So they walk in, and I'm like, bing, opportunity. So I go to them. I'm doing the mime gesturing thing, like, are you guys together? Yes. So I'm like, reach my hands out. Can I have your bag? She gives me the bag. I look to the guy. I give it to him, and I do the shame on you type thing.
Oh.
And people just went nuts over it, and it went viral. In fact, the couple was on Good Morning America, I believe. And
Why were they on Good Morning
I
America?
know, it's like
You did it all
I
for
know,
us.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to fix that.
I'm the
Yeah.
lazy dad that the mime
But what
pointed
would
out.
Make me famous.
But what happened was,
Follow me,
'cause you know how-
lazy dad on TikTok.
because you know how what happens with all the comments on social media, people are like giving the poor guy a hard time.
Oh
Yeah, oh,
Death
yeah.
Oh,
threats.
it was
And
crazy.
they burned his house down.
Oh, it was
I'll
crazy.
kill you.
Some guy in a rubber mask killed him and his wife last night. They broke into his house. He's posing as a police officer. It's
And
wild out there.
It turns out that this was like later part of the day when I came to my show. I guess he was like he was doing all the work all day, and it just so happened that like 2 minutes.
I don't believe that for a
That's
second.
what I would say, Tom.
I don't believe that. That's what a liar like Tom, my Tom would say.
She's like, here, let me help you out, and it was a bad timing thing.
Yeah. Actually, I've been carrying it all day. Yeah, right, lazy dad.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, you were born lazy.
I think Tom the Mime calls him like he sees them.
So,
Yeah.
so was that the, I guess, catalyst to like, hey, I need to start an account and start posting this
Well,
stuff
by
myself?
then I already started my Facebook.
Okay.
I really didn't care about doing a Facebook page, and at that time I wasn't aware of the whole content creating type part of that. I just created it and more or less just maybe get some gigs once in a while.
Yeah.
And that was the only reason I did it. But when the reels started coming up and then that video went viral, it just launched me. And then all of a sudden I started getting these numbers come in, and I'm like, it was crazy. It just started going. And
Are you able to pad your pockets at all from that? Does it help?
yeah, it's
Nice.
It's turned into a pretty good situation. I mean,
Awesome.
yeah, I mean,
So once you start getting those numbers and it gets into the hundreds of thousands and stuff, like instantly do you start getting way more gigs, private gigs? Because, and let's talk about the business of miming. So obviously, the theme parks, they'll hire you third party, or there's a third party company that hires the entertainment anyway. So but that's not a full-time gig. And then you get private gigs from people's birthday parties. And let's talk about those. What's the standard private gig that people hire Tom the Mime for?
I'm in a situation where I'm just doing larger venues now.
Okay,
Nice.
so it's
'Cause
corporate
I
stuff?
think I'm at that point, and
Yeah.
I did a gig in California, and I almost didn't take it because I didn't think I was suited for it, but I'm glad I took it because it was just like right down my alley. It was a Los Lobos concert, and they wanted me to come in and basically before the concert walk around, do my thing. And it was at a grand opening amphitheater in Tulare.
Why didn't you think you were suited?
I don't know. I guess because the whole concert thing, concert goers maybe that
Let me tell you
I wouldn't fit in. But
let me tell you something. You
it
was
was
good
the-
enough.
it
You was
was the-
smart enough.
it was the best thing I did. I mean, because now I'm concentrating on doing more amphitheater concerts. In fact, they might have me back for Dokken, which
Oh hell yeah!
I would
dude.
be floored.
I
told
love
him,
Dokken.
I go, I'm a big Dokken fan.
Yeah.
You have me here for Dokken.
Yeah,
Don
It-
Dokken still rips,
well,
man.
Yeah.
It makes sense for every big venue if you think about it. While people are filing in to sitting down and stuff, there's
know
a
where
lot
you
of
would fit
downtime.
perfectly?
And then if you're there
Well,
performing,
St.
and-
Augustine Amphitheater, it has your name all over it. The
It
way
does,
that
and-
thing is built.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I was like, why was I thinking I wouldn't be? I mean, everything's perfect. First of all, music, because I feed off of music, dancing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, though, I'm more of an outside venue guy also.
Yeah.
So the amphitheater is good for that. And
Yeah.
and music and laughter goes together.
It does.
It really does.
It really also, in a lot of these, and I think it, and that's what I meant earlier when I was talking about. I love it when there are entertainers setting the mood before the main entertainment comes on. Not to say that the main entertainment is the best. It's not what it's about. It's about keeping the energy level so high that when you get that main course, you're ready for it. You're set up for it. We've all been to the show where the crowd isn't right and it killed the show.
Yeah.
What your job is, and that's why I think it's so important, is that you are setting the table. Like you go out there and you're like to usher people in and get them happy about just walking in. That way when the act goes on, it's all good, back to good vibes.
Good vibes.
It's all back to
I'm
that.
setting the mood.
Yeah,
and,
man.
I had something really cool happen at that concert before Los Lobos. The opening act was Rudy Paris. He won The Voice one
Yes.
year.
Okay, yeah.
And really cool guy. I didn't really talk to him much before he went on. I think he was like really nervous still. But after he came out and we're all in the green room, he comes up to me, hugs me, goes, "Man, I had a hard time not laughing. You're doing a couple things while I was singing," and I was like, "Whoa!" I go, "I hope I didn't," because I don't
You don't
try to
distract them.
I know. I
Right,
try to.
right.
That's the whole entertainment. You don't want to do that to another entertainer. I was like really low key, but I must have did something that kind of got his attention. He's like, "Man, I almost laughed. You know."
Yeah, that's
That's
funny,
funny.
man.
So now, Tom, I'm curious to like what your process is. So let's say it is a concert, or people are coming to sit down in some sort of venue, right?
Right.
So you get thrown out there, and now what are you looking for? Like I'm wondering who are the people you looking for? Like I know one common bit, if you follow Tomthemime on social media, is that
And you should. It's funny.
if someone has a midriff shirt on, you'll pull up your shirt and
That's my signature thing.
and
Yeah,
show your
yeah,
belly,
yeah.
and it gets a laugh
By
every
the way,
time.
always funny.
Well, I used to be like 10 years ago, you wouldn't catch me doing something like that because I was embarrassed by my belly. I was embarrassed by my baldness, whatever. But that's one, I just like, I got to the point in life, I'm like, you know what? I'm having fun with people. Let me have fun with myself too.
Yeah,
You got that confidence,
self-deprecation.
man.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, confidence.
And I also I feel like that it disarms you kind of, and you come off less aggressive if you're making fun of
yeah.
yourself. Or
We root for that.
Then it's like, I'm making fun of myself and everybody around me. I'm
Yeah.
making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do
Yeah.
too. That's how me and Tom.
Yeah,
we
when
get
you
along.
point it at yourself first, it is easier
Yeah,
than
yeah.
to
Right.
than go around the room and have some fun.
Yeah.
To answer your question, though, usually
Was it a good question?
it was okay.
Okay.
No,
I
no,
got a couple good ones.
We have a contest on the
with it.
show, and whenever somebody says, that's a good question, they have to put the camera on him, and I was fishing for that. I'm glad you said the
no,
right
it's a
answer.
good.
This guy's
It's a
pro.
good question, but what happens now? For the most part, I don't have to go search for somebody. Usually, they come to me. I'll walk out there. I'll start off by me just walking funny.
Yeah.
Again, there's music, so I'm playing to some music.
Yeah.
And usually, I'll get the people approaching me, and then I'll go off of that. Now, if I see an opportunity, boom. And in fact, we had one. My wife is usually with me, Dina, and she's like my videographer. She kind of, does some stuff. And we had this one situation. It was a amphitheater, so they had like this little midsection. It was all grass, so people were like just laying on, blankets. And there's this one guy. He was laying out, and so I started going up to him, and I started doing the old fake CPR thing. I'm like doing on the stomach, doing that.
That's
so
funny.
then I took a little extra further, and then I started doing like I was going to breathe into his mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's this lady standing up. She laughed so hard she fell backwards, and that was like really made the video.
yeah.
So if I see an opportunity, I'm going to hit it. But for the most
That
part,
lady died.
yeah.
I don't know if people know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know
You
that.
killed her
It was
with
a
laughter.
horrible- yeah.
But for the most part, like I said, they come up to me. It'll start off with a selfie, and that's the thing too. I get so many selfies now. People come up to for pictures.
Because you're social media famous.
Yeah,
that's
and
all.
it's
You are.
at first a guy.
And you look unique, which really, like, it's
Yeah.
one thing to be social media famous. I have friends that have
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of followers, but if they walked by you, you'd never know it. You are you're
Yeah,
just like
a
mime.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people see
Yeah.
you on the slingshot, they're like, "Wow, that's the guy," you know?
Yeah. Oh, I get the double takes all the time. And I'll have to tell you, before I leave, I'll tell you some stories. When I'm riding on I-4 dressed like this, I've had some funny moments.
I get some whoop whoops from the juggalos. too.
I had a cop pull me over one time. I was in towards Kissimmee at a convention. And I'm looking in my rearview mirror, red lights go off. I'm like, oh, please, God, I can't believe I'm actually getting pulled over, and I'm in friggin' mime face. I'm looking in the rearview mirror. He gets out, and he's already laughing. I'm like, okay, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So he approaches me. He's like, dude, he goes, I know who you are. I just pulled you over because I want a selfie with you. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Get to work.
You're like, you're wasting taxpayers' dollars.
No, not the time.
I've got a gig to get to.
Not the time.
Wait,
You know.
just pull
Yeah.
it.
There's a guy flying by 200 miles per hour. No problem. I'm getting a
Yeah,
selfie
yeah.
with Tomthemime.
This is not a crime. You can't just pull me over for a selfie. It's like-
What about like emergencies or medical emergencies or anything? You ever dealt with any of those?
None of that.
That's
no.
good though. I mean, that's
I did avoid road rage once being in Mime face.
Really?
I was driving again on I-4. I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and there's this guy. I was going too slow. There's this guy behind me. He's doing the pissed off driver. You're going too slow, and he's giving me the finger. He's yelling,
no.
whatever.
Don't do that.
Finally, he had enough. He's puts on the gas. He's going on the left side of me, and I look to the left when he's like right beside me. He looks at me, and all I seen was his face. He goes from furious to like, oh my God, it's a mime. And he just
Disarming.
He goes
Yeah,
from
yeah.
being pissed off to like smiling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? That's I avoided road rage being a mime.
It's very disarming makeup. It is. Like you look at it, you're like, oh, I like that.
Because I couldn't get pissed off either, not in mime face. I'm like, I'm not going to flip him off as a mime.
It's gonna
I
look
mean,
dumb for sure. It's not gonna look funny, or will look funny.
So going back to like being a social media influencer, because now that's like a part of your job, you know,
Yep.
like, and so
And
you're
then like all the fake products come out of the woodwork for you, right?
I get all kinds of opportunities. Right now I'm just trying to stay up with the workload. Now it's becoming a business.
People don't
yeah.
understand that.
Oh, I get people. Oh, this must be fun. You just do this and have fun. Yeah, it's fun, but it's a business now.
Yeah,
It's-
the business part of it, you have to put in a lot of work behind the scenes to make the business part of it work.
Right.
And so like with that, you mentioned that like you get a lot of podcast invitations, and there are a lot of scams. And I never heard of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so what's the scam they offer to pay
Evidently,
you?
I did a little research on this, and I guess the scam part of it is they try to convince you that the podcast is through your Facebook account. So at one point, they're going to try to ask for your information to get into your administration Facebook. Once they have that, you're dead. They can go on these marketplaces and sell your Facebook for. If you're getting millions of followers like I do,
Then it's super
that's
valuable.
big money.
Gotcha. So it only happens. That's why I've never heard of it, because it happens to people with gigantic followings,
super
and we don't know.
followings.
We don't even understand.
Yeah,
So
because if you
you're getting a
only have
different
like 10
scam.
followers, they're like going, no, that's not going to give me
It's not
anything."
valuable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then-
Any famous people interacted with you on social media?
Let's see. I've met some really cool social media influencers.
Yeah.
Do they want to do collaborations?
Collaborations,
Because
yeah.
that's a
That's
big
starting
thing.
to come in. That's
Okay.
yeah. There's one single mom saga.
Yes.
You might have seen her. She's really cool. She's again another person. It's just all good vibes. She does some
Yeah.
really funny stuff on her channel, and she ran across me, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And I've always followed you, this and that, and so we might collaborate.
It's cool to see you doing like the newer form of like, I guess, social media business networking.
Yeah, with
something
their
that we
old
should be
form.
doing that we too stuck in our ways. I am a dumb old man.
I would love to collaborate with Polaris, man. For someone from Polaris, slingshot maker,
Yeah, oh yeah.
You
I
know,
can
I
write
got
a commercial right now and film it.
give me a call.
It's
you
a
know?
silent commercial,
I
right?
know
Until the
some
very
people-
end, and you have one word to
Yeah.
say. That's the thing. I don't know what the one word is yet because that's going to be
Yeah.
our honey hole for
Oh,
the commercial.
I have all these thoughts. I would love to start doing commercial work. You know,
Yeah.
what's the mayhem guy? You know, maybe do a segment with
Yeah.
with him, My Mayhem or something.
Mime mayhem. I love it. I love it.
You know what? It's interesting because like big companies, like obviously they started partnering with social media influencers and everything, you know, but they still at the point where they're like standoffish a little bit because they can't own you.
Right.
Because you're your own entity. And so the fact that they can't own you, they don't know what to do with that. They're like,
Well, they need to lock you down.
yeah, they want to lock you down.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
we were familiar with this, where it's like they unless they lock you down, they're like, we can't just work with them in a you win, I
In
win,
a
so
cohesive manner,
cohesive
because
manner.
we need to take all the money from them.
We need everything.
Yeah.
And so it's harder for giant, although it's changing a little bit, and we're seeing that where like big companies like, oh, screw it, I'll just partner with Pat McAfee and we could work something out, and then it does work out sometimes.
Yeah.
But so like going back to like the influencer arena and stuff, where do you find that posting, is it all like, because so I talked to some influencers who are like, okay, these are the clips that get the most views, right?
Right.
But then you start like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into just only this,
Right,
even
right.
though it does get the most views. And then so you're like, I want it to broaden it a little bit.
Well, that's
Yeah.
exactly where I'm at right now. I'm experimenting with different types of content. Like the obvious one is my shows at SeaWorld. That gets all the views.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There's also other things I'm doing, talking about I-4 on the road. A lot of times, sometimes I'll put my makeup on when I go to SeaWorld. I'll do something on the road. I'll do a little content on the road while I'm driving. Safe, of course. I got my cell phone on a mount, and I'll lip sync to a song, and I call that driving with Tom the Mime. And it sometimes is just, I'll do a little headbanging thing because I'm a heavy metal guy,
Okay.
and that gets some good views. But so I'm trying to roll in different things. I'm starting to also contact some of these local companies and try to work out some deals where I can just go in their establishment, and it's giving them a little something. And especially if I post it on my account, and it's giving me some views. So I'm starting to do that because I don't want to get just known for just doing this or that. I wanna
At the
start-
theme parks, you
Diversify.
you diversify, you do stuff.
And it's not all about the comedy too. It's me and my wife were thinking about starting kind of like a Tom the Mime Foundation thing. This is something I'm really wanting to do, like a toy run every year.
Do something nice, like a
for
charity
kids.
thing. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so it's not
Well, let
all
us know.
about.
We'd love to help you out with that, man. If
It's
you ever
it's
do
not
something
it's
with
not all about the comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Big portion of it is, but man, I've learned so much. It's taken a different route the last 5 years. It's the emails I get would just blow you away. Sometimes I've had
People pour their hearts out to you. won't
I
they?
saw you share one
and
on
I'm
social
pretty
media.
sure most of it's legit. I mean,
Yeah.
some people might
get that too.
kind of be a little extra dramatic maybe, but a lot of it's really legit. I've had some people that are going through some rough times or going through cancer, which really hits home with me because I went through cancer.
Okay.
But I've even had a couple people with depression, which also hits home with me. And I had even one person was suicidal, and he said he got to the point where he was about ready to give up. But he started like looking at my videos every day.
When
up
you
on my
showed
feed.
your belly,
Yeah. When you showed that belly, I knew
I wanted to live again.
You know what? I was ready to leave, but you bullied that lazy dad so good. You know what's funny
I
is
took
that
the gun
like,
out of my
all
mouth.
jokes aside, you have such a massive reach. Sometimes it is easier to reach out to that stranger that does make you laugh. You're sitting there, you're at your lowest point, and you fire off an email to Tom the Mime. totally believable to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is legit because, like, that.
One video, you're just like, oh, that, and then
Yeah.
that, changed.
And it's
my
cool that you would take the
mood.
time to read it or write back. Or,
Yeah, that's a tough thing because I get so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you're inundated.
And it's I was one of these. I'd like look at someone's account and I'm like, how come they don't respond to everybody? But now I get it. You can't. It's almost impossible to respond to everybody through emails and comments because there's so many I get every day. But I try my best to try to get through every one of them.
Are you the
Because I don't know, there might be that one particular comment or email that really hits home with me that I really need to respond back to them.
Yeah.
Are you the biggest social media influencer mime?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Except for the one guy in Europe. I wish I could remember his name, but
He's another- yeah.
Yeah,
But in the United
Oh,
States.
in the United
Whistler.
States,
Yeah.
You're our mime.
Because have you been have other mimes reached out to you? I'm sure because of your
They don't
follow-
talk, Tom.
They're following. We're gonna have other people that want to do the same thing. Like
yeah, I've had those. I've had people like, hey, this is something I want to do. How do I get started type of thing? Or
Never help those people. They'll try to take your take your crown.
top.
Don't let them
Yeah.
take your crown. Have you ever? Do you belong to a mime organization at
No,
all, or is
no.
there one?
No, but they actually they don't have mime schools, but they actually have a clown college. People go to
Yeah.
a clown
Yeah.
college
Yeah, Steve
to
did.
become
Yeah.
clown. And
Sarasota.
and
if
there's
you
a
have-
lot of crossover, right?
Yeah, if you're a clown, then you got some. You can kind of get into the whole mime thing. It's a little different, but if you got the clown background, you're like halfway there.
See, it's
Gotcha.
funny. My dad always told me mimes were just biker clowns.
yeah.
Turned out he was right.
Yeah.
Turned out he was right.
Well, when I was a little kid in school, I even had one teacher was like, "Oh, you're going to grow up to be a clown," and she was pretty close.
Close. Yeah. Very, very similar.
So speaking of that, like, what makes it mime and what makes it clown? Like, what's the difference, really?
Are you trying to ask the Venn diagram question? All mimes are clowns, or all clowns are mimes?
Yeah, because we do have a stereotypical mime, what mime should do in our head, and I feel like it is the rope, it is the box, it is like the fake stairs. I like the elevator or the stairs down.
Yeah.
Well, there's a word that I've used in other we've used. It's called clowny, being a little bit too clowny.
Okay.
Or too animated. Usually your clowns come across really more animated.
Over the top. Okay.
Yeah, over the top type of animation, and that's kind of more of a clown.
And mimes are more subtle.
Little subtle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And more like a serious. Like he's like you're not.
Hi.
Yeah.
You're more like hello.
And I would even say the mime depends a lot more on his expressions also, really heavy on the expressions.
Gotcha.
Do you practice in a mirror or on your wife or anything? And like, look at this expression. Like, this is angry.
No, she would just shake her head going, dude, stop it.
So a lot of this is what I'm hearing. A lot of this comes naturally to you. This is just you. That's
I've
cool.
I'm a sarcastic guy. I like to have fun. And I love, you got to be a people person. If you're not a people person, do not get in this business. Or then that goes as an entertainer, even you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are people. You
gotta love humans, man.
Yeah, you got to.
What's interesting is I haven't seen other parks do this, which you'd think they would just based on the popularity of you and
Right.
social media.
Yeah, do the math.
You think the other parks would be like, oh, we need our own mimes here. Let's put them in everywhere.
you're taking my
I've
question.
often wondered that too. I mean, the SeaWorld mimes have been around for, probably since the 70s.
Yeah.
And even before my popularity, the mimes have always been popular at SeaWorld. If you've been to SeaWorld and you've seen the mimes, you know who it's always been a big part of SeaWorld. But yeah, I've often wondered why.
Weird, right?
What do you
Yeah,
mean, like a copycat? Like where somebody saw,
don't- why
like,
are
look
the
what
other-
they're doing down the road. We need one of these guys.
the
Yeah,
other
you're
park-
not wrong.
Yeah.
It's weird that the other parks don't do it because
Everything else you can kind of see comparable thing. Like they have this where we
Oh,
have
it's
this. Yeah.
It's like the NFL. You just one team does something, you steal
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Tush
It's
push,
like,
yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
everything.
You know what that is? Like, now watch. It's gonna happen like this year.
Yeah.
We're starting to see an outcropping.
Thanks,
of-
Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
great job. job, guys.
And also, Tom, you've got to be one of very few full-time mimes
Yeah.
in the United States,
This is
right?
your career.
Yeah,
Have you talked to other ones that are like full-time job?
No, like I said, because once social media, once you start taking off, it becomes something entirely.
This might be
So
our
most
weirdest
people are
job.
part-time, right?
This is our
Yeah.
weirdest job, dude.
Yeah,
This is
well,
it.
I know, like at SeaWorld and stuff, those guys, most of them have other gigs at Disney, Universal,
Yeah.
Other places like that. Back in the day, we used to be full time there, but now we're not. But like I said, with me, I do my 2 days, Thursdays and Fridays there, and all the other stuff is working for my content. And going back to the whole content thing, once you start getting a lot of followers, then they become very curious about your personal life. And I try to not to put too much out there, but they want to know, where I live.
Yeah.
And I'm even starting to do stuff outside my makeup.
I saw that on social
You
media
prob-
where
yeah.
you were just talking in your car.
I mean, they want to know everything about me, and
Yeah.
if it gets views and if it's not too personal, I'm okay with it. My dogs are even becoming a big part of me because me and my wife, we have 5 golden retrievers.
Oh, wow.
In fact, we're thinking about starting up, something for them because it's like
paint their face white.
Oh, my God. You're so
You gotta
awesome.
do it here.
Oh, my God.
Shave their face, paint it
Mime-
white.
mime
Mime
dog-
dogs.
yeah.
That'll get views.
yeah.
man.
That's a movie, too. Mime Dog.
Mime dogs.
Yeah, I would
Rated
watch
R.
that. Yeah.
We need to do some business, Tom. I'm a Tom. You're a Tom.
Bingo, I told you not to bark. Mimes are silent.
That's my dog
yeah.
voice.
I'm
I'm
not
hoping
a-
to be cast in your movie.
Yeah, I'm not a people person. I hate people. I'll just make fun of me.
Hey, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
super
This has been
duper
awesome.
Thank
fun.
you for the invite.
This has
man.
been
I
one of my
was-
favorite, and I think this is one of the weirdest.
Yeah.
Because
this-
he's a one of one. I don't know
yeah.
of any other.
This is maybe the most
Yeah.
unique, weird job we've ever had.
Florida Mime.
After 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with the weirdness. Weirdness to me is a compliment.
Oh, it's beauty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Weirdness, unique, all that stuff is great.
It's cool
So-
to see what you built, and
Yeah, congratulations,
and also to
man.
meet you finally, because I have seen you many times
Many
on social
times.
media, and it's cool that you're here, man.
Yeah.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
Again,
much.
thank you so much for the invite.
And-
We'll see
and
you
again-
at the BDM party. We're gonna have to get Tracy on that. Yeah, I want to work with you, man. That'd be fun.
Let's do it.
That'd be
I'm
super
I'm
fun.
all yeah.
All
I'm
social
open.
media, it's at Tom the Mime.
Yep.
So and you probably already know it's on there, and you can follow him. So thank you, Tom.
Yeah, I always
appreciate
tell people go to my website, tomthemime.com, or Google me, because if you go to Facebook and try to search for me, unfortunately, you're going to pull up a lot of what I call fake accounts.
it. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
so
yeah.
go to my website or go just Google me,
Yeah,
There you go.
Tom
and
the
you'll
Mime.
find me.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Mime. There you go.
All right, we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.